Okay, so we're ready to start with our technical kickoff to 2026. For housekeeping purposes, keep your microphones muted. We will have time at the end for questions and answers. If you wish to talk rather than type, you can use the raise your hand feature during our question and answer portion of the presentation to ask your questions. Or if you would rather type, you can type those in the chat if that's your preference. We are recording the webinar and we'll post it for later viewing for those that couldn't attend live tonight. So I'd like to let Joanne give us our welcome.
Thanks, Dana. Welcome everyone to our 2026 What's New webinar. As you'll see when we go through this, there's been a lot of work done in preparation for this year's season. And of course, the What's New webinar is available for everyone for help in entering the 25-26 competition season. On behalf of the CBTF Board of Directors, welcome to everyone who is participating tonight, and we can't wait for this next year.
Thanks, Joanne. So our outline for this evening, we'll do some introductions. We will talk about national and international competitions. We will touch base with some updates on our athlete coaching, adjudicator, and judging programs. Then we've got some administrative information and reminders for you. And then we will touch base on our strategic plan. Joanne will give us a summary of that new document. And then, of course, the question and answer available at the end. So I'd like to introduce our technical committee. My name is Dana Pedaleski. I'm your CBTF technical chair. We have Jeff Johnson as our past technical chair. Our IBTF technical advisor is Maureen Johnson. Our IBTF judges rep is Jenna Jemayev. Our coaches rep is Amy Kalin. Judges rep Kim Jenton. Athletes rep Danielle Skinner. Group rep Jennifer Olson. SDP rep is Sarah Mujo. And our sanction officer is Sue Mepham. I'd like to take an opportunity at this time to send our gratitude and thanks to our outgoing coaches rep, Maureen Johnson, and our outgoing group rep, Leisha Strong, who served in their positions for a number of years and contributed greatly to our technical committee. We thank you for all your contributions, and we welcome Amy and Jennifer on in their new positions. Our CBTF Education Committee, we've just got approved by the Board of Directors. As technical chair, I sit on the committee along with Kim as judges rep and Amy as coaches rep. And then our members at large are Andrea James, Brenda Bennett, and Megan Stanger. Joanne sits on the committee as CBTF president. So again, I'd like to thank Jenna Jemayev, Maureen Johnson, and Jeff Johnson for their contributions to the education committee over the years. They have moved on, but I'm sure will still be called upon to help us with many roles related to the education committee. So thank you for your service over the last number of years. And just a little refresher on what the education committee does. It's an advisory committee to the executive board of directors and the technical committee. And we support the mission and vision of the CBTF. We develop and enhance our educational programs for coaches, judges, adjudicators, and athletes. We oversee the course conductors, and we establish standards and develop tools to support judging and adjudication. So that's just a high-level introduction or purpose of the education committee. Now we're going to move on to talk about our national competitions, and the first one will be the 2026 Canadian Team Trials. We'll host those in Oshawa, Ontario. So our host province coordinator is Cheryl Baraniak. The dates that have been announced are May 15th to 17th, 2026, and I've just had a meeting with Cheryl this past week. We may have to shift this by one day. So we are working hard to get the schedule finalized, as Ontario is also hosting their provincials as a combined event with the Canadian Team Trials. So we are having to do some scheduling shifting to accommodate our time in the gymnasium. We will get that published as soon as we have the details coordinated and worked out for you. It will be at Durham College. We're familiar with that facility. We've been there before. And the state of play will be with the Durham College residents and conference centers. So we will get those information out to you on the residents, the cost, the reservation information, etc., all on the entry brochure, which will be distributed by March 4th. We'll have the entry brochure out and the jot form links distributed. And then our entry and payment deadline, along with the music upload deadline and your medical certificate deadline, will be all on April 1st. So just mark those dates down. By April 15th, we'll have the paid practice schedule drafted. And April 22nd will be the fiche submission deadline for those that are entered in freestyle solo. And then the first week of May, we'll have that information package out to you about all the details for the competition. For tabulation at the team trials, of course, freestyle solo will be using the NJS, the new judging system. A little bit more to come on that on my next slide. Freestyle pair, freestyle team, and rhythmic twirl will be using place points as outlined in the IBTF manual that's posted and available on the IBTF website. So since the fiche and the NJS is going to be new to us at the CBTF trials, we are going to host a pre-trials virtual test event. So this will be important for athletes and coaches, our tabulation system, and as well as the judges to get some practice on the new system. So the proposal is that we're going to do a video virtual format, which is like our orange phase of competition back from the COVID days. The athletes will film and submit their freestyle solo video and a fiche. Judges will join online to watch and judge those video submissions in real time. And tabulation will prepare completed results sheets in the fiche format. Each athlete will receive their personal results sheet and an overall summary sheet. So I'm looking at early February for this, but just still putting together the details for you. So the information brochure will be distributed by the end of November. So this will be just for those athletes that have declared their intent to compete in the freestyle solo division at our Canadian team trials. And just a note here, passed recently at our fall conference, that any Trans-Canada entry, so a Trans-Canada pair or a Trans-Canada team that has qualified at the national qualifier or the national team trials, so that's what's applicable this year, will automatically be granted a berth into the same discipline at the Canadians where applicable. So in the past, in order to get into the Canadian Winter Championship, everybody has to qualify through a provincials. We've acknowledged that for Trans-Canada pairs or Trans-Canada teams, this can be challenging with provincial competitions that overlap or occur on the same weekend, and getting everybody together to do that qualification can be challenging. So if you have a Trans-Canada pair or team and you become the pair or team that is on the national team from the national team trials, you'll automatically get that berth to the Canadian Winter Championship. Okay, so that's it for trials. Now we'll move ahead to the Canadian Winter Championship and Maple Leaf Open. So we're headed to Regina, Saskatchewan for that. Our host province coordinator is Elan Pollock. The dates for Canadians are Wednesday, July 1st to Sunday, July 5th, 2026. We'll be at the University of Regina, which is familiar to many of you. They will also have stay to play in place, the Atlas Hotel and the Royal Hotel. Again, familiar locations nearby the university. That entry brochure will be available in mid-March, and then the jot form entry link will be available in early April, and deadline for Canadian entries will be early May. So that will be before some of the provincials, as is usually the case. So there'll be instructions on how to fill out your entry if it's before your provincials. We'll get you to still fill it out with respect to the deadlines. And then if you haven't qualified for the Winter Championships, we'll move you into the Maple Leaf Open, but that'll all be outlined in the entry brochure. Reservation information for the stay to play hotels will be included in that brochure. And something very important to note, We want everybody to make their hotel reservations using the group block codes that are provided in the entry brochure. If you go ahead and make your reservation using a third party, such as Expedia or something similar, you're not abiding by the state of play policy and you will be subject to the penalties. So I want everybody to be aware and familiar with that you do have to go through the avenues that are provided to you within the entry brochure. So that's what I have for the national competitions so far. We're going to move on to international competition. I'm going to hand it over to Joanne to speak to these for you.
Thanks, Dana. All right, starting with IBTF, we have our competition being held in Paris in August 3rd to 9th, 2026. We haven't yet set the anticipated contingent arrival date. I do know that at the outset, there is going to be the Nations Cup team, a team event. So once I have certain and confirmed timing, we'll do some planning and determine what's in the best interest of the athletes for what day they should plan to arrive. And then we can start scheduling our practice times and et cetera around that. But it won't be as lengthy of a stay as last summer, a much shorter competition. Also be aware of requirements for your passport for travel. Look at it now. Don't wait till later. How long do you have left in the passport and when will it expire? Look to make sure that you have at least 6 months of validity at the time that we're there. The information that we have on the arena is the Arena de Tremblay-en-France, and we have been provided with some photographs of the various spaces. IBTF also has a really good link to the information on their website that has a lot of photographs and other information about where it is. My understanding from speaking with Didier Pascal is that we're very close to the airport, and so hopefully that will be easier for us in terms of securing hotels as well. Also of interest, IBTF is going to be doing a demonstration of their para-twirl and twirl-in divisions. So para-twirl, of course, adaptive twirling programs, and twirl-in is an inclusive program. So we're very excited to see those and see how we can start incorporating that into what we do in Canada. And also some very exciting news that's just come out is that we have some details on the 2028 Pan Pacific Cup. The USTA has committed to hosting it in Hawaii. I believe it will be in January to try and correspond with the school breaks. We do not have any other significant details available, but they're looking at location, hotels, and a travel partner. So we're very excited to have a Pan Pacific in Hawaii and hopefully have some good participation in that.
Great. Thanks so much, Joanne. Okay, we're ready to move on to our athlete programs. So just a outline here of our athlete programs. Of course, we run through our skills development program, pre-competitive streams, graded, and all the way up to competitive in both individual and group disciplines. So a little touch on our skills development program that corresponds with our long-term development from the active start through to the learn to compete streams. That refreshed SDP has been used for almost 4 years now. All content, the video and written, are solely available within the CanTwirl app, and you can get that from the iStore or the Google Play Store. Just a reminder, you can use the offline download feature if you will be in a facility without Wi-Fi, and if you don't wish to use your data plan, you'll find that just at the bottom corner of the app once you're into the skills development program area of the app. Moving on to our pre-competitive athlete programs, focusing on the fundamental stages. For coaches, just a reminder, please always review the written descriptions and watch those demonstration videos so that you're providing your athletes with the correct routine choreography. You can find those on our website. If you go to the website and click on the YouTube link, and then within the YouTube link, visit playlists, and you'll find the playlist of all the pre-competitive program standard routines there for you. And also on our website, you'll find the pre-competitive program handbook, which is a written description of everything, step by step, count by count, on how to execute those standard programs. Moving into our graded category that focuses on our learn to train and train to train within long-term development. Just a reminder, everybody, it's the time of year, count up your graded medals, and if you have a provincial order that needs to go in, please place that order by December 1st, 2025. There's a form directly on our website, graded medal order form, that you can submit your orders there, and it goes directly to the office, and Sue will take care of those orders for you. Competition directors, when you're preparing your set system, just a reminder that graded events, which are our level C and level B, and if primary and juvenile, in individual and duet, or level C primary and juvenile groups, those are all single judged. So when you're doing your set system, make sure you're not assigning double or triple judges to that. We can only have single judged for graded events. Moving into our competitive program, which focuses on learn to train all the way through to train to win of our long-term athlete development. Minimum age, last year we bumped this up or down, sorry, from to 6 years of age for competitive athletes. So our primary division is 6 to 8, or 12 to 16 for duets, of course. 6 to 8.99 for group disciplines where we offer primary, and juvenile groups would become 6 to 11.99. So there's no change from last year. Just wanted to reinforce that at the start of this competitive season, that competitive athletes can be 6 years of age, and we haven't changed anything with our pre-competitive. Those are for ages 4 and up. Another friendly reminder for our level C, BN, and BI solo 2 baton and 3 baton disciplines, athletes have to complete their routines before the beep. Our extended music is only for level BA and level A. So judges have been instructed to not assess penalties or give credit to any material that's presented after the beep for C, BN, or BI. Just to make it less awkward, coaches, please make sure that your athletes are finishing. The judges will put their head down when the beep happens for any of those level C, BN, or BI divisions. So just, train with your athletes to make sure that they are finishing at the right time. And then for the level A, BA, and A, same thing applies when the music ends. The judges won't assess penalties or give credit to material presented after the end of the music. Judging will discontinue. Yeah, if you've initiated a skill prior to the conclusion of the music or the beep, that skill will be counted. So if baton's in the air and you're finishing your aerial, that one counts. Some clarifications on open versus winter championships. So with open competitions, you can offer all levels. And as a reminder, this is the only place that level C and BN can be offered, because level BI and BA are our provincial winter events. The title for that is winner. So you can be a level BI junior solo winner. You can't be a champion at the B level. We reserve that special title for level A only. So your provincial championship events are for level A, and those are the only athletes that receive the title of champion. A reminder, as you're all probably picking and editing music now, just visit the CBTF website. We have a section on time limits that outlines everything that you need to know for your music timing that you'll be editing. For freestyle and pair age divisions, just a reminder that for BI and BA, we use CBTF age determination rules. So that's as of December 31st, 2025. And for level A, we use the IBTF age determination rules. So that's December 31st, 2026. So there's the difference there of the 1 year. In CBTF, we have juvenile, junior, senior, and collegiate. And in IBTF, we have just junior and senior. For our level BI compulsory moves, the draw has been done, and it'll be set A. That will be done at the 2026 Canadian Winter Championship. I'll send an official email out to the technical committee just to ensure everybody has that announcement, but hearing it here first, set A is the set of compulsories we'll be doing this year. Also, just a friendly reminder that those athletes entering a competition involving level BI compulsories must have their SDP gold pin. So it applies to all competitions, including 2026 Canadians. So make sure that those level BI freestyle athletes have their gold pin. Level A freestyle. So a couple of years ago, as the NJS was coming in, we have a motion on the books that we will not require a qualification score for level A freestyle to get into the Canadian Championship. This is because we don't have a baseline yet to determine valid qualification scores using the NJS. However, level A freestyle athletes must still enter and compete at their provincial championship to be eligible to enter into the Canadians. An update on groups. So 25-26 is the year of the groundwork for group review. So at the fall conference, we have decided that the subcommittee will be formed, and that'll be made up of our past CBTF group rep, Leisha, our new CBTF group rep, Jen, and the provincial group reps. And then a judge will also be added to this subcommittee for the perspective from the judging panel. So provincial group reps, watch for your invitation to get working that there's some things that have been brought up at the recent technical committee meetings that are going to be sent over to this subcommittee for review. That committee will bring forward their recommendations to our fall conference in 2026. Extra will still be included as a minor discipline for 25-26 season, and minor disciplines are offered at open competitions only. We'll follow the same guidelines that we did for this past season. You use all the IBTF rules. So IBTF age, determination, divisions, levels, content restrictions, and the score sheet, which you can find on our CBTF website. Majorette disciplines. So at the fall conference, we decided that a subcommittee will develop the majorette disciplines for inclusion in CBTF programming. So we still have to put together that subcommittee and get work going on that. But seeing what's coming out of IBTF, we'll begin to look at potentially offering that within CBTF. Something new this year that has been worked on, and we're going to take it for a pilot this season, is the advancement appeal process. So we had a subcommittee work on this over the past season. Thank you to the members of that subcommittee. The intent is to give coaches a mechanism to challenge advancement scores that may not reflect the athlete's performance. So it's specifically advancement scores that take you from one level to the next. No other scores can be appealed at this time, simply advancement scores. The process is designed to be confidential to protect the competitor, coach, and judge using a fair and independent review mechanism that ensures the timely distribution of a decision. So there is a detailed step-by-step document that we will post onto the website. Just some high-level points from that document are, of course, you must have a video of the performance in question. We can't reassess something if there's no video. There is a $50 fee associated with this, and it's non-refundable because we will be offering $10 to each of the 3 judges who will be asked to conduct their review. And then there's a $20 CBTF admin fee on there. The appeal decisions are final. You can't appeal the appeal. And the appeal can only be submitted once per season, per athlete, per discipline and division. So for example, if an athlete was advanced from BN medley to BI medley, and you appealed that, and it was denied, and then at the next competition, they also received an advancement score, you can't appeal that again. That will stick. So we do have the really detailed document that you can read through in case there's an advancement appeal that you want to submit. Okay, moving on to the coaching program. This is just a summary of all of the offerings that we have. So as a reminder, we have the coach and training program, and this is free to CBTF members who are 13 years of age and older. It's an opportunity to get those athletes or students interested in coaching. Our coaching programs, the certification part of it, you must be 15 years of age to do. So this is an excellent opportunity to get those that are 13 years old interested in coaching and helping out within your club. So there's a free theory course. It gets them into the education portal, it gets them familiar with using that technology in preparation for the future courses that they may take. They do some practical work with a mentor coach of, shadowing coaching time, volunteering in the community. There's no NCCP requirements, no formal evaluation. All the feedback is provided by their mentor coach. And there's a log to be maintained, and they can upload that into the portal and receive a certificate as a coach in training. So we have two levels of this. We have coach in training 1 and we have coach in training 2. There's no theory associated with the coach in training 2, that there's more practical content and more responsibility offered with the mentor coach in the coach in training 2 program. So if you have students within your club that might be interested, encourage them to sign up and get started on those coach in training programs. And then our Baton Twirling Foundations is our first level of certification. You have to be 15 years of age. They're very busy in the past couple of weeks with Baton Twirling Foundation practical courses being run. A couple of weeks ago, we had Alberta. Saskatchewan ran 2 courses this weekend. Ontario ran 1 course this weekend. New Brunswick has one coming up in a couple of weeks, or maybe it's next weekend. Manitoba and Alberta ran a course each in the spring, summer. So I think there's been excellent uptake on the foundations practical courses, which is great to see. And then competition 1, C1 as we'll call it, is the next level. That theory course is online, so you can get started on that after you're done the BTF. You have to be 16 years of age to do that, and we will soon be launching the practical course for the C1 as well, so stay tuned for that. The evaluation portion of the course, I know we've been waiting on this for a while, so we are now ready to launch the Master Evaluator application form, so that you'll see in the coming week. It's an online through our job form application. If you're interested in being a Master Evaluator, we'll get you to apply there, and the Education Committee will be approving those. Once we have that in place, then the BTF participants who have completed their practical portion will be enrolled in a course in the portal, and they'll have free access to some templates that they are to complete and submit prior to their evaluation. And then they can enroll in the evaluation course to be assigned a Master Evaluator. So that's all coming up in the next few months. We've also, in the past year, posted all of the registered coaches with their names and certification status onto the website. You have to hold a technical association membership to get your name posted there. We will review that annually. So if you don't have one for the coming season, a membership, you'll be removed, but you do have the ability to reinstate. You're not going to lose your certification status. You just aren't active if you're not holding the appropriate membership. And we will add new coaches as the course results are received and verified, and we hope to be able to do that quarterly. As I spoke to a bit earlier, sorry, I jumped ahead there, the Master Evaluator application, that's going to be posted, and it's a jot form. It's a rolling intake for all of our applications for that one. We will take them at any time, but the Education Committee is going to review them in December and March. So I would recommend, if you're interested, getting your application in by the end of November and the end of February if you want to be included in those reviews by the Education Committee. And just a reminder, this one's not going to be an appointment for life. All of our Master Evaluators will be reviewed and renewed or not annually. what about returning to coaching after a break? We will recognize coaching certifications from the past for those that took a break and now wish to return. So in order to do that, we ask that the provincial coaches rep will have the member who's interested in returning answer a series of 4 to 5 standard questions. So provincial coaches reps, you should have those, but if you don't, feel free to reach out and I'll send those questions to you. Again, the provincial coaches reps will submit those responses to the education committee for a review, and we have a rubric within the committee to assign the coach a status in the new coaching program. So we do ask that everything goes through the provincial coaches rep for that. Sanctioning lessons at the recent fall conference, it was noted that in order for lessons to be sanctioned by a CBTF coach, you must be at the BTF certified level. So certified BTF is those who have passed through the master evaluation portion of the certification. Okay, now we're ready to move on to our adjudicators program. We have our A1 adjudicator certification course. We've run that in the past year, and we will be running one coming up. There's A1 theory in the education portal. So anybody who's interested in taking the A1 certification for badge testing, I encourage you to go in and register in that theory portion right away. We will have a course coming up, and I'll send that out as soon as I have those details finalized. That'll be the practical live on Zoom with a course conductor. So you have to have that theory completed and you have to be 18 years of age. And then it's a 9-hour course split into 3 sessions. So 3 3-hour sessions. And then you will do exams, and those are included in the pricing of that practical course, and they're going to be in the education portal, and you have 1 month in order to write those exams. As a participant, you'll choose when you write those exams within the portal. A friendly reminder to our current adjudicators, you are required to submit all of your results of any SDP adjudications that you conduct. There's a master summary sheet that should be forwarded to the provincial SDP rep of the province that you did the testing in, as well as the national SDP rep. And those they should go in immediately. Don't hang on to those. Send those in as soon as the adjudication has occurred, so that we can make sure that our database is up to date and athletes are credited with their achievements, especially with respect to those gold pins that we need to keep track of for freestyle. Okay, now I'm going to hand things over to Jenna, and she'll talk about our judging program.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for all being here this evening. Lots of exciting things going on within the judging program. So first off, we've got our D1. This is our Division 1 course, which includes all of our pre-competitive disciplines. So you can see there the steps are outlined. We have the theory, the practical, the exams, and then the practice judging. So that's not new, but what is new, all of the stuff can be done online via Zoom, and as well as the exams are done online, which is fantastic as well. So moving on, we have our D2 course. So our D2 course includes all of our competitive disciplines, and it follows the same format as well. So we are going through a session of D2 participants right now. And, they will be writing their exams here right away. So congratulations to all of those participants that have gone through and now hopefully are going to be hitting the competition floor soon as new judges. We have our D3, so this would be the next step for the round of judges that we have going through right now. So these include all of our...
Oh dear, I think we just lost Jenna. Okay. Give her a second to see if she joins back in, otherwise I'll take over for her. Okay, I don't see her in the waiting room yet, so I will continue on. Oh, no, here she is.
Sorry, guys, can you hear me there?
I can hear you now. Thanks, Jenna. Yeah.
Okay. And just a big shout out to the Education Committee, and especially Kim Jenton for all of her work that she did to get these courses up and running. All of us kind of stepped in this summer to kind of get these participants through all the courses. It's been a huge passion project for Kim, and really exciting to see that we've had so many participants go through the theory and the practical, and very excited to see their results on the exams. I have the privilege of hosting a few of those courses for the D2, and I thought that they did a fantastic job in their participation and discussion. So I'm excited to have some new judges circulating our competition circuit soon. So moving on to the judges re-entering the judging system. So we run into this quite often. So this is for judges that had a significant absence or expired judging certification. So this is the steps that you would take. Cookies in there. Okay, honey, we'll get some later. This is the step that you would need to do in order to regain your certification. So you would notify your judges rep. And you would provide the applicant with access to the online theory of the D1 and D2 and the education portal free of charge. They'd also have to take out a technical association membership. And then the applicant would pay a fee of $25 to write an exam that tests their awareness of CBTF general rules of practice. So that would be open book, and you would need an 80% passing grade required. When you're done the meeting, I can have a cookie. Sure you can. Okay, mentorship program for judges. So this was a pilot project for the last season. Again, something that was really important for Kim Jenton, and with the leadership of Natalie Fairs was just fantastic. So really fortunate to have those two ladies working on this project. So this is for new A1 adjudicators and D1 judges. So they were matched with the mentor judge, and thank you to all of those that volunteered to be a mentor judge, designed to provide support, encouragement, and guidance. So the goal was to create a stronger judging community that shares a vision for growth and excellence and wishes to support and believe in the CBTF programs and policies. I myself did some mentoring, and it was just great to connect with some new judges in our sport. And they asked a lot of fantastic questions, and we had some really great conversation between the mentors and the mentees. So that was exciting to see that. And just so you're aware, we will be doing some required judging updates. So this is new in the last season or two, that judges must update each year now via an online meeting. This process replaces the update event every 4 years by attending approved judges meeting method, and is applicable to all certified judges. So in order to be eligible to judge in 2026, judges must attend one of the following update sessions. So we have one coming up on Friday, November 14th, and then another one coming up on Sunday, November 16th. So I believe that email was circulated a couple of days ago. So make sure you have that on your calendar and prepare to attend one of those sessions.
And Jenna, I'll send, I've just created the Zoom links for those. So those will circulate. I'll get those out tonight so that you can register for one or the other of those two sessions.
Awesome. Just a reminder about your judges networking list. So this is so important. So judges must report all contact with all athletes and all coaches for the current season using this network list form. This is to be submitted with every judge's contract for all competitions. This form must be amended and resubmitted as circumstances change, and any failure to report a contact will be considered a serious breach of the judge's code of conduct. So competition directors, please ensure that the networking list is submitted for your competition so that you can make your judging assignments and set systems in a timely manner. I can fix it after, okay? Role models. So CBTF is committing to adopting the IBTF overlapping performance examples, which are the solo to baton, through baton, freestyle solo, freestyle pair, artistic twirl pair, artistic group, twirl team, extra and duet. So in the process of adapting, we will form a subcommittee to review the implementation process and develop the materials required for CBTF. So I think this has been a long time coming. A lot of the judges feel very passionate about this, that we start to align some of these overlapping performance examples. And I'm excited to see that this is moving forwards, and we are going to be making a subcommittee to explore what that looks like and the future of the role models within CBTF.
Are you done yet?
Not yet, almost. A reminder about judges' uniform. So a gender neutral adjudicating judging uniform will apply. We want it to be professional, business style, tailored black blazer, as well as we want to see a white collared blouse or shirt or a white turtleneck, a full length tailored black pants, plain black closed toe dress shoes is important, flat or heel acceptable depending on the facility rules, black socks or black tights / knee highs, and optional plain black wrap to be worn over the black jacket if you are in a facility that is a little bit cooler.
Thanks so much,
Thanks,
Jenna.
everyone.
Okay, now moving on to some administrative notes for everybody. Provincial representatives. So after the provincial AGM, I asked the chairs there, please submit the names and email addresses of your newly elected reps to the secretary, cbtf.ca. So information and e-votes are sent out, and we need to make sure that they are always going to the correct members. CBTF reps, if you're on the call, be diligent in checking your @cbtf.ca accounts, as this is where the information and e-vote notices are sent. We do not send them to your personal email address. Provincial AGMs, it's been noted that there haven't been very many sanctions of these in the past. So a reminder to each province, you do need to sanction your AGM as a separate meeting. So make sure you get that in. Tabulation training. So of course, Cindy, she continues to offer our training on the tabulation systems. Provinces are to notify Cindy of their competition tabulators so that she can ensure that they are trained on the systems that they need for the upcoming competitions. So please reach out to Cindy. One of our favorite reminders, we always need videotapes for the education of our members. We need group 1 and group 2 videos, please, if you can. We will always use pre-competitive videos of our new standard routines. So our D1 course, we've been running using videos of the older standard routines, and we can still educate our judges using those, but it would be nice to be able to have the newer standard routines as part of our judging certification courses. So we will always take pre-competitive videos, and we do need SDP test videos for the higher level badges and pins. That's why we haven't been able to roll out our A2 or A3 adjudicator certification. We just don't have the content to put together the exams for that. So we would appreciate anybody sending in higher level badges and pins, and it can be even practices in the gyms. It doesn't have to be the formal exam video. If you have athletes that are training any of the badges and they'd be willing to be videoed in their training, we would take those as well. And a friendly reminder, record in landscape format, please. Music, competition music is provided to our technical members at no charge as a benefit of their membership. So you will find that once you're logged into your CBTF website account, you have to be logged in to be able to access that. If you don't have an account, send an email to registration@cbtf.ca along with your name, email address, and membership number. And that's the same email request if you need an education portal request as well. Group and club names. So in the past, we had a rule that we were not announcing the club name along with the group name when the group took the floor. We've changed that back to allow that to happen because we've run into challenges with groups having the same name from different clubs. So popular songs, song title is used for the group name, and we end up with many groups named the same thing. So you can add the club name to the group name this year. And the announcer may announce that club name when the group is taking the floor. Individual challenge awards. So just a reminder, provinces are to designate the results from one open competition for the upcoming 2026 season to count towards individual challenge award points. It would be a good idea to do that now while it's fresh in your mind. Please send that designated competition to secretary@cbtf.ca. And just a look at some future groundwork seasons. As I mentioned earlier, we're looking at twirl team, dance twirl team, and pom-pom team during this season. That will be brought forward for next fall for any changes that have to happen. Next season will be the groundwork for medley, solo dance, twirl, solo, and CPD programs. So you can think about if you have any major overarching changes that need to be dealt with, that they are looked at in that groundwork season. We always take a look at the minor items coming in on a discipline that we can deal with without a complete review as needed at the technical meetings. And we might have new initiatives that will need to be added to our chart up here as things evolve with the IBTF. I'm going to now hand it back over to Joanne, who will give us a summary of the strategic plan that CBTF has in place.
Thanks, Dana. I'm going to try and be effective with my time here because I see that there's been some really good questions in the chat, and I think it would be helpful to be able to answer those questions if we can today. So, but turning back to our strategic plan, we worked really hard with a strategic planner and had a lot of sessions and meetings with board members and involved people, and the board has adopted a strategic plan. That strategic plan is going to help us as we move forward to keep track of the tasks that we have. We've got a vision statement and a mission statement that you can see on the screen that were adopted by the board as part of our plan. We've created our focus areas. So we have first our support for athletes, officials, and volunteers, looking at all of those areas where we can empower all of our participants to achieve their full potential. So looking at expanding our skills development program, looking at adaptive baton twirling, which aligns nicely with what IBTF is doing. We want to look at launching some kind of an engagement program for our alumni, enhancing our collaboration with provincial associations, and providing tools and guidance for our clubs, provinces, and national competitions. The next focus area was sustainable growth and sport development. We, of course, are always working hard towards attaining official recognition as a national sport. We've done that process. We've received some feedback, and we're working to continue filling in the gaps, and hopefully we can obtain some funding through that source. We're also going to look for where are the other places that we can look for funding or sponsorships. We are looking to clarify our governance roles, strengthen volunteer recruitment, and retain those volunteers, and celebrate and recognize our athletes and volunteers. The next focus area was strategic oversight and governance, promoting strong leadership, accountability, and meaningful partnerships. We want to make sure that we maintain our representation within the IBTF, and we're lucky that we have some key people who volunteer within, and particularly Jeff Johnson, who is the elected secretary to the IBTF Executive Committee. We want to continue defining our relationship with the CNBTA and working with them, lead and align national initiatives, create a comprehensive strategic communications plan, and standardize our reporting protocols and committee frameworks.
Thanks, Joanne. Okay, so now we have time for some question and answers. Jeff, are you able to let me know?
Do you want me to read them out to you, or yeah?
If you could read them out to me, that'd be great.
Yep. Okay, so going back to the test competition, the freestyle test competition, there was a question about that, about just what do we mean by the real time aspect of it? Will we be able to video and submit in advance, and then the judges all watch at one time, or is it a Zoom style competition?
I see. Yeah, it's the video and submit. So we will collect all of the videos for the orange style competition, collect all those, and then our judges will get together in real time and tabulation in real time so that we can put that through the test to actually see timing of everything and make sure that we're on pace for the actual live event. So no, it will not be athletes performing live. It'll be judges judging live off of videos.
Okay, so that helped. Question about the master evaluators and the process we're going through with that one. So we're putting out a call for people to apply to be master evaluators. The question is, are those master evaluators going to require any kind of training or so on, or will they be able to jump right in and actually start doing their evaluations? The question is really getting to how soon might we actually get BTF certified coaches?
So there will be a little bit of training on the report card that the master evaluator will be using. Our report card was not approved at the fall conference. So it's back with the education committee for some small revisions, I hope. And then we'll get that approved at the winter technical meeting, which is January 31st, I believe. And then just I don't think it'll take a lot of training for the master evaluators to know how to use the report card and what they're assessing. So we would be able to get them up and running shortly after the winter meeting, so long as the revised report card is approved.
Okay. On the topic of the judges' updates, the question was, what happens if someone is not available to attend either the, oops, where did it go? What happens if they're not able to attend either of the updates?
Good question. They're mandatory live attendance. So I think I'll have to touch base with Kim and Jenna on that one, as well as the education committee. So stay tuned then.
Okay, and I'm just going to jump around here, just sticking with judges' questions. Is there any information available yet on the judges' exams for team trials and the Canadian Championships?
Not yet. We're working on that. I know that Kim and Jenna are putting those exams together, and there have been judges working on the key scores. So as soon as we've got that finalized, we will put that out. I know we're a little bit later than we normally are with that announcement, but we will make sure that we get that circulated and appropriate timelines for the judges to apply and write the exams.
Okay. Oh, just a sec. Oh, okay. Question about what type of memberships are required in order to access the various education portal courses. So specifically, the question was whether a T1 or T2 membership is required to access CIT theory or BTF theory. And then sort of as a follow-on question is, can anyone register to get a T1, T2 membership, even if they're not actively pursuing coaching and judging?
So for to get an education portal account in order to take the CIT1 or CIT2, you do not need a technical association membership. It would typically be an athlete. We feel that would be taking that course, so it would be a type A, but we would also allow a type E membership to, I think it's E, right, Jeff? To no?
For CIT, it's T1, T2, A, or D.
D,
Right?
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if you're wanting to take the coach and training courses, type A, type D, or a technical membership. And then BTF requires T1 or T2. So T1 is a technical membership for those that are 18 years of age or older. It allows you voting privileges. A T2 is for those under the age of 18. So it's still a technical association membership, but no voting privileges. you do need that level of membership in order to take the BTF theory. Was there another part to that, Jeff?
No, the other part was, can anyone register as a T1 or T2 even if they're not pursuing coaching or judging?
So the intent is that you register with a technical association membership with the idea of pursuing coaching or judging. We did toss around restricting it to you have to get it done within 1 year, but that didn't pass at our meeting. So no, there's no restriction on timelines right now.
Huh. Okay, there's a long one. I'll come back. There's one about the mission statement, which I'll come back to. And then there's just, Jen, you wrote this. I don't know that acronym VSCS. Oh, is that vulnerable security? Oh, yeah, okay. So I know. Okay, so a question here was whether CBTF was moving nationally to require vulnerable sector checks, and if so, when would that be implemented?
Yes, I believe so. And I believe that's on the November executive meeting agenda for discussion. So you'll probably see something coming out through your board members after that November meeting towards the end of November.
Okay. Follow up on back to the what happens if a judge, if they can't attend the judge's update. I think this is probably best done offline, but it's in here, so I'll read it anyway. So if a judge can't attend the update, can they get a membership refund?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry. We'll have to discuss that with the executive.
Yep. And then another one here, or a question here about the mission statement, just someone expressing some concerns. And that was, are we only delivering this sport to create excellence in our athletes? This feels like a very elite perspective, and I'm concerned it doesn't reflect the larger body of our sport. Consider something more inclusive, creating a safe, inclusive, and positive environment that promotes the lifelong benefits of sport, personal growth, and excellence.
I'll throw that one over to Joanne, as she was responsible for the strategic plan.
I would need to see that statement in front of my face again, like the mission statement. I don't have it committed to memory. A strategic plan is a working, living, breathing document, and the intent of the plan was for all of our participants. I don't know that it was necessarily outlined for just simply only athletes. But I'd like, if there's concerns or input or feedback, I would suggest provide that information to your provincial chair to forward to us to look at, to see, did we hit all of the necessary marks when we were doing this. The board spent a long time reviewing it and revising it and meeting with the planner. So, I mean, feedback is always appreciated, but it certainly wasn't an intention to just create an elitist organization. If that's what the messaging is that people are seeing from that, that's not the intent.
Thanks, Joanne.
And that's it for the questions.
Okay. Thanks so much, Jeff, for monitoring that inbox for me. Thanks, everybody, for attending tonight. We appreciate your time. Hopefully this was helpful information for you, and I wish you all the best of luck in your upcoming season, both at the club level and the provincial level, and hope to see many of you at our national competitions. Thanks, everyone.